I hear you're a racist now. What? How did you get interested in that type of thing?
Who said I'm a racist?
Everyone's saying it. Should we all be racist now? What's the official line the church is taking on this?
Oh, no.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. You ever walk through like the airport or a store or something and they still have up old like 6-foot distancing signs, right? Or make sure you're wearing double masks inside and stand 6 feet apart. Remember they used to put like stickers on the ground? At least where I was living in Washington, D.C., they put stickers on the ground where you're allowed to stand because of COVID. Oh, man. What a stupid time we've lived through. It's like a little time capsule, right? You're like, wow, gosh, people really fell for this? This is the dumbest time to ever be alive. And that's what this single clip reminds me of. There's like one clip that perfectly encapsulates the year 2020 for me. And it's a very short news clip. It's from a news network that you know and love, CNN, from a reporter that I haven't seen on CNN since this clip. So we'll see what happened there. The fiery but mostly peaceful protests. This one is a classic.
What you're seeing behind me is one of multiple locations that have been burning in Kenosha, Wisconsin over the course
you can hear gunshots?
of the night. A second night since Jacob Blake was seen shot in the back 7 times by a police officer. And what you are seeing now, these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours in Kenosha and into the early evening, which were largely peaceful demonstrations in the
largely peaceful. Look at the chyron right there. Fiery, but mostly peaceful. Fiery, but mostly peaceful protests as the reporter is standing there with the flames behind him. Oh, man. You know, eventually you run out of people that are stupid enough to believe your lies, right? And this is why nobody stands in little circles on the ground anymore for your 6-foot distancing, you frauds. And this is also why CNN is under new management. CNN was sold over the last 18 months, and the people who run CNN are doing a few things differently and are saying, yeah, fiery but mostly peaceful. We're not going to go that route anymore. That disgraced us, our brand, and if we're going to try and save this place, since we just paid some dollars for it, maybe we should try and, I don't know, fire everyone. CNN quietly disbands race and equity teams as part of layoffs. Nature is healing, you know? Nature's healing. CNN quietly disbands its race and equity team. Reporters have major restructuring, firing over 100 staffers this week. There were 3 reporters that made up the unit, which was created by former CNN President Jeff Zucker in the aftermath of the police killing of George Floyd. One of the journalists was fired, and the other one was reassigned to other departments. A network spokesperson claimed the race and equity team was not disbanded before admitting that it no longer exists. For all intents and purposes, the team no longer exists anymore. They're assigned to different teams or they're fired. The Post saw a comment from CNN. Oh no, what will you do? How about just like, instead of having a race team, how about just reporting the news? Like, does everything need to be broken down into racial boxes? When did that all start? It's almost as though things were going too well in America and they needed to separate, the elites needed to separate us again and make us hate each other based on our skin color. But getting too far into it. Mark Thompson, CNN's new boss, announced on Wednesday that the newsroom would be shedding 100 jobs. That's about 3% of the workforce. Higher profile journalists were let go, like Brian Lowry and Samantha Murphy Kelly. Don't know who the hell they are. Never heard of them. As part of the restructuring, CNN will also roll out its first ever subscription product on the CNN site. Thompson said that the subscription offering will be want to use content produced by the lifestyle journalists. Oh, yeah, okay. This is very interesting. DEI couldn't even survive America's most liberal news outlet. People are nuking CNN for this. CNN moved to eliminate its race and equity teams. Good for you, you know. Again, nature is healing. Black Lives Matter apparently is really, really angry about this. We're seeing actually these headlines across the media. Sweeping changes at CNN. Layoffs hit the race and equity teams. BLM. Big mad, BLM. Predictable. If true, during the 2020 uprising, corporate media and elites were quick to align with BLM when it was profitable and trendy, and now they are abandoning ship. Oh, real? I always am reminded of the wise words of Woody, the cowboy from Toy Story, when Buzz is starting to figure out that he's actually just a toy. You are a toy. You're a child's plaything, BLM. You are. Of course they did this. Of course they use this movement to make themselves fortunes and money. And this is what they do with every movement. Remember when CNN used to broadcast every single MAGA rally? Because of money. They didn't care. They still don't care. CNN disbanding its race and equity teams is just another betrayal. They're never truly committed to the cause. Only their own interests. When the real fight begins, they scatter like cowards. Oh. The real fight, like the fight you're going to have with the IRS because of how much fraudulence BLM, the organization, BLM, BLM, the entire organization is a fraud organization. Man, you look into the book. I just cannot wait for a proper Department of Justice and a proper special counsel to look into organizations like Black Lives Matter. I'm not the only person saying that. Yeah, go check the records. What have you ever done except create weird platitudes on social media? Says this account. Average honky. Block people like you. Oh, man. What do we do to deserve this kind of content on the internet? CNN quietly disbands race and equity team. Sorry, CNN. Not quite enough. We report, you decide. CNN quietly disbands its teams here. Oh, yeah. People are loving this, by the way. CNN fired its race and equity team as part of the employees laid off this week. The MSM continues its journey into oblivion. That's exactly right, man. Things are not going well for the corporate press. Vice, once worth billions, is set to be acquired out of bankruptcy by its creditors for $300 million, which is the amount that it is in debt. That's crazy. The Washington Post can't sugarcoat it anymore. Says the new Washington Post CEO, nobody's reading your work. This is an incredible article. The Washington Post is going down. We're losing large amounts of money. This is exactly from the Washington Post CEO to their writers. We're losing large amounts of money. Your audience has halved in recent years. People are not reading your stuff. I can't sugarcoat it anymore. The publisher, Will Lewis, told staff in a major leadership shakeup. And everybody inside this article, it was amazing about this article, is that all of the Washington Post writers, if you were to call them this, paid propagandists, all of them were screaming about how there's no minority women in charge anymore. But where's our girl bosses? Doesn't matter if you don't have a job, right? Doomed CNN forced to dramatically slash anchors' salaries. Apparently, Cooper, Wallace, Tapper on chopping block because it's guys like this who gobble up enormous amounts of the salary cap at CNN. CNN host Anderson Cooper, Chris Wallace, more on the chopping block. According to CEO Mark Thompson, according to leaks inside of CNN, I'll be the first one to say this, or maybe I'm the last one to say it, because Donald Trump actually said it earlier this week in an interview I was listening to. I was kind of shocked at CNN's debate that they hosted. Not only was it, I think, relatively fair, there was probably like 70% questions with sort of a leftist bias, but they were like good questions about the border and fentanyl and stuff. But also the anchors never interrupted, which I think is so important. They never did this thing where like Donald Trump's trying to make a point and they're like, but Mr. President. It's like, great, good, that's fine. Let the guys talk. That's what we do on our show, and it works out great for us. Let people talk. CNN ratings challenge morning show in total collapse. They fired Don Lemon this year as social media traffic to top news sites craters. Yeah. Welcome to the new world. You were dead long ago. Like the corporate media, it's like you're done. You died back there. You don't know it yet. They're The Walking Dead. It's a TV show about the corporate press. Over 500 journalists were laid off in January 2024 alone. It's an industry that is now gone. Why? They're gone because they lie. Breathtaking media layoffs continue to cut jobs. Now, you can see why. Because what we've been warning about for a long time. Maybe you should have listened to us. There are some media companies that are flourishing, in fact. Independent creators are doing great. It's the corporate press and the corporate media that is in total and complete collapse because they lie to you. Because people don't want to get news from guys like this anymore. Or people like this. This is a funny CNN angle. I can't get over this.
Covered in this, so
this is in Israel, where she's in the middle of a field. We're like the only people that ever pick up on this. And her name's Erin Burnett. This is like the Gaza war. And she's in the middle of a field, all right? She could go anywhere, in any direction. But she chooses to stand here and let this happen.
Just bear with me, it's going to be really
Get
loud.
completely blasted in the face with a giant
Okay.
dust cloud.
Johnny Kate, there's probably going to be another one. So I don't know how long you're going to want to take this, but I'll tell you what we saw.
It's fake news, and people are sick of it, okay? People are sick of it. Credit where credit is due, I guess. You know? The anchors did a fine job. I think they did an okay job. I really do. You know? And I can't believe I'm saying that, but more of that. Maybe what we're seeing is like actually a massive, maybe what we're seeing is a correction here, and the best way for there to be a correction in the marketplace, it's the only way. Money. Take away their money. Take away their jobs. Fire all their staff. Bankrupt their company. That's how you get correction. It's your boy Benny. Real news here. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.